everyone, and welcome to Insight into Healing. My name is Alexa Servodidio, and I'm your host. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Insight into Healing airs Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. Recommend, because I know a lot of my listeners, if you're on a budget, if you're on medication that you technically are going to be on either for life or a long period of time, what is something they can do every day, a small step, or steps they can do during the day just to eat healthier, to help them feel better when they're on medication or they're trying to get over an illness? And even for people who are healthy, who just want to have a change, so they're in the right direction to healthy eating and healthy living.
So there's several things that one can do to start living a healthier life. First of all, slow down and eat. No matter what you're eating, slow down, savor it, chew it slowly, chew very, very good. Let your natural saliva and enzymes in your mouth actually start breaking down the food as opposed to swallowing your food in whole big chunks and eating on the run. That's first. Second would be to eat less types of food during a meal. So do more mono eating. It's easier to digest. So for example, if you're going to have rice with your meal, don't eat chicken, don't eat fish, eat rice and vegetables. Eat foods that are easier to digest. More mono meals. I love mono meals. I can literally sit down and eat a couple packages of strawberries or a whole pineapple. Instead of mixing it with other things, let your body digest foods. Eat faster transit foods, the foods that are going to get through your body quicker. A good tip also is, if you're going to eat fattier foods, eat them after you've eaten something else. So don't eat French fries and then all of a sudden say, gee, I want to eat some fruit now. Because French fries are extremely fattening, and that's going to slow any kind of fat is going to slow your digestion down, and it's going to back up all the food in your stomach and in your digestive system. So eat the foods that are going to go down quicker first, the low-fat foods, and then if you're going to partake in something else, make sure it's spaced out. Food combining and food timing is super, super important. One thing is not to go to bed with a full stomach. So many people are just used to eating late. Get in the habit of, if you eat at 7 o'clock, start eating at 6:30. Then once you're fine with that, start eating it at 6 o'clock. Then try to work your way down where your last meal is 5:30, even 4:30. Or if you're going to be forced to have something at night, make a smoothie. Make a fruit-based, make a green smoothie, make some fresh juice. Things are going to digest in your body easily. When I go out to a restaurant now, I try to eat, if I'm going out and it's later, I try to eat just a bowl of soup. It's already pureed, hopefully, and it's more of a liquid or a broth, and that's something very easy to digest or go to bed with that. Now, keep in mind, I'm just like a lot of other people. I go through cycles where I don't eat right, the weight comes on, I don't exercise properly, my mind isn't in the right place, my discipline isn't there, and I experience that roller coaster just like a lot of other people out there. And I'm in an industry where I have access to as much food as I want, and I can stress eat, and it's a stressful industry. I can eat at the wrong time, I can eat the wrong combinations, and all of a sudden within a couple months I'm like a totally different person, and I'm just like, gee, where did this 25 pounds come on? And that just recently happened to me last year. I had lost a lot of staff here. Staff that had been with me 4 or 5 years, and to train new staff is a challenge, especially all at one time. And I was working 12 to 16 hours a day, even up to 20 hours a day some days. And at that point, I should have been much more conscious, but I wasn't. And then all of a sudden, you have a glass of wine or a beer after your shift because you think you deserve it, right? Oh, I had a stressful shift. I deserve a beer. I deserve a wine. I deserve a Manhattan. Mm-hmm. Well, at 11 o'clock at night, that leads to 2 glasses of wine or 3 glasses of wine. And all of a sudden, it's like you have to drag yourself home, you have to drag yourself out of bed in the morning, and you didn't eat right, and you're back to the stressful mode. And I was at a point where I literally put on 30 pounds last year. So beginning of this year, I was like, okay, I need to be a new person. I know what to do. And literally within 2 weeks, 15 pounds were gone just like that. And the other 10 pounds have come off. And of course, I still want to lose more weight, but it's just so easy. I'm just like a lot of other people. I get on that roller coaster, and it happens so quickly to us. And I don't try to take medication. I don't take medication.
I think your story, which is so incredible, because I go through the same thing too. I think people need to know there's nothing wrong with them. That's a human thing. You seem to sometimes, you know, some days you're really great, or some months you're doing really well, and then you kind of fall off a little bit and indulge and enjoy yourself. And as you said earlier, sugar and all those fattening foods are addictive. So you might go somewhere for a friend's birthday and say, you know, I'm going to have that big piece of cake, or that big, you know, macaroni and cheese or French fries or something like that, which doesn't fill you. It makes you even hungrier and crave more food of that type. But I think it's okay to say, you know what, I splurged, and not beat yourself up, but be able to get back on your schedule and say, okay, I'm human, and allow yourself the leniency, but also have the structure.
That's super important, to get back on track. And one of the most important things I've learned over the years is to have morning rituals. So when you get up, make sure that your morning starts off great. And the way you do that is by taking time to prepare your food for the day. Prepare yourself for success. So in the morning, I like to juice. So I'll make a green juice, and then I'll make pineapple juice. And the pineapple juice I bring to work, and the green juice I drink at home. But a lot of people, when they're on the run, like salespeople, oh, I'm on the run all day, I'm going from account to account to account, and they just are used to pulling into a drive-through of whether it's Chipotle or whether it's McDonald's. They're not used to going into a grocery store and picking up a bag of baby carrots, picking up a container of hummus, picking up a couple apples, picking up a couple bananas. They're not used to that. You know, my favorite six-pack is bananas in my front seat. You know, for me, that's, you give me some bananas and I'm good to go. So a lot of people just don't have those morning rituals, and they don't set themselves up for success. You're responsible for your food. You cannot leave it up to McDonald's or Chipotle or Panera Bread to make sure that you're eating healthy. You have to do it yourself. You have to pack food, take dried figs, take some dried dates, take some things that are going to be quick energy, nourish you, have a good array of vitamins and minerals. Pack lots of water. Have water in your car ready to go. The containers they have now to keep water cold throughout the whole day are amazing. Take hot soup with you in a thermal container. We have an abundance of tools and things to get things done in grocery stores. You can walk into a grocery store instead of walking into Panera Bread, and people don't have that mindset. Now, I just read an article the other day that there's a whole convenience food makeover going on across the country. 7-Eleven is now downplaying their Slurpee, and they're now selling fresh juices. There's fruit in the store. There's better options. Even if you buy like a nut bar or something instead of a candy bar. So there's a revolution going on across the country. People want this. The stores are realizing it, but the restaurants are lagging behind.
And I think you brought up such an important point. You know, you have to prepare yourself in the morning on how you're supposed to start your day, and have a food plan. I know sometimes it's hard for people to get together and do that, but I think that's where you find yourself being able to safeguard, because you find, okay, I'm really hungry, I didn't eat, let me grab this muffin. Oh, I'm really hungry, I'm just going to grab this bagel with cream cheese. And these places, you know, the portions are huge, and you're starving, so you're, you know, eating it quickly in the car or as you're running to meetings, and you're still hungry, and the food is not the healthiest food. So when you have something where you can kind of snack on all day, like have a couple of carrots, have a banana, I love juicing. That juicing and protein shakes and things like that, that is something, it takes a while to drink, it takes a while to chew. So you have to be really mindful when you're eating it or drinking it, not just stuffing it in your mouth and going, which doesn't really fill you up.
Exactly. I've known I'm a stress eater, and I've learned now, because in the restaurant business, you know, stress can happen at any moment. All of a sudden the kitchen gets 15 tickets in, there's tables that have to go out, somebody drops a dish, they burn a dish, the waiter does something wrong, puts an order in wrong, all of a sudden now the line is backing up, food has to get out, customers are asking where their food is, it's very stressful. It's so easy to stick your hand in something and just start snacking and eating something, you know, whether it's a piece of brie cheese or whether it's French fries. We don't have a fryer, which we're lucky for that. So, but a lot of restaurants these guys just pick up and eat, and we're just trained in whatever we do is we eat out of stress. We eat as a comfort, and as soon as you can identify that and stop yourself, you know, a lot of people take time out to make sure their house is stocked with Oreos and whatever other convenient junk foods. They take time to do that. You know, take the time to do things right as well. And you know, even if you like Oreos and this is your first move into eating healthy, go to the health food store and buy an organic version of Oreos. And then you're going to progress from there. A lot of people say, "Well, Marcus, you're too strict, and you're too, you know, people aren't going to change overnight drastically like you expect them to." And I didn't change overnight. It was one step after another. So you identify what you want to eat better. You stop going to the regular grocery store and you go to a health food store. You get into a community-supported agriculture. You buy a share of a farm. So every week you're getting certain produce fresh delivered to you. You start drinking, you know, 1 juice a week. Then it's 2 juices a week. Then, you know, then you buy your own juicer and you make enough juice to drink all day. So it's this progressional step that a lot of people think that I have to do everything at once. It's not everything at once. It's starting. Now, some people want to do everything at once, which is perfectly fine. There's certain things that I like to do. I just go out and do it all at once. You know, people quit smoking or drinking cold turkey, which is fine. Do it all at once. Whatever suits you is what you have to do. You have to set yourself up for success.